Welcome to lesson 20. Wow, lesson 20. Can you believe it? Of week 5. We are doing ecosystems today, so that is your title. Put the date as always. So we're going to learn and understand of all the different interactions in ecosystems. So to start us off, a quick recap. Have a go at these questions and then I'll give you the answers. Here's the answers. How did you do? So before I give you the answers, what does the word ecosystem mean to you? See if you can write your own definition before I tell you exactly what it is. In an ecosystem, there are a number of species that depend on each other. And this is called a community of species. And they depend on each other for food, shelter, a mate, it could be pollination, seed dispersal, predator and prey relationships. And if any one of these species is removed, it can affect the whole community. This is called interdependence. So in our school community, we are interdependent as well. We depend on our cleaners, our teachers, our staff, our TAs to run the school effectively. The same happens in an ecosystem. It's also a very stable community where the number of species is practically the same population size. So again, like in our school, although students may come and they will go, the actual overall population size remains roughly the same. So 2 words here, interdependence and stable community. What I want you to do, I've written out a paragraph of writing here and I was very tired when I wrote it. So there are a number of spelling, punctuation and grammar mistakes. I would like you to write this out properly, make all the corrections of where your silly teacher went wrong, and then we'll see whether you were right. How did you get on? Did you get all the mistakes? Well done if you did. So things that affect a population or a community of organisms is obviously availability of food, first of all. Water, shelter, land. That could be different habitats available. What predators are there? Are there new predators arriving? Are there invasive new species being introduced? Are there any pathogens, diseases? For example, the coronavirus at the moment is a major threat to our human species. It's a new virus. We have no immunity. What about new competitors? Pollution, massive thing at the moment. Polluting our environment is hugely affecting our animals and our ecosystems. Human activity. So all of these things are going to affect our ecosystems, affect the populations or the community of organisms living there. So I want you to add to your mind map, pause the video and make sure you've got all this information down. So here we have 2 new keywords. We have niche and we have coexist. So niche is when an organism, so for example, an organism living in an oak tree has its own unique place, its own special niche, its own role to play in the bigger picture of that oak tree. And every organism in any environment has its own unique niche. All animals and plants in a certain habitat all coexist as well. So coexist is where animals and plants live alongside each other. So we coexist with each other and our environment as well, and the plants and animals around us. Now in this paragraph here there is a spelling mistake. See if you can find it, and also I want you to add to your notes with the word niche and the word coexist with a bullet point as short as you can possibly make it as what a niche is. So now we know what an ecosystem is. We have a picture of an ecosystem here. It's a food web. So you've got all the plants and trees, insects, animals, mammals, reptiles, and our top predators. I want you to have a think about what would happen if one of these things was removed, or one of these things changed, decreased in numbers, or increased in numbers. And then write your answers to these questions. Only a sentence or two for both, and do this in your books. So here are a list of our keywords for this topic: habitat, community, ecosystem, biodiversity, there's a new one there, coexist and niche. We also have abiotic factors. That is non-living factors. So biotic factors are the living factors in our ecosystem, and abiotic are our non-living factors like oxygen levels, water, gases, pollution. So I want you to just double check you have all the information on these keywords. And then for a bit of fun, I would like you to draw a very quick art clip to represent each keyword. And on the next slide, you'll see my answers. For those budding biologists that would like to do a little bit extra, we have a research task here for you. And the question is, explain how certain species can be used to monitor pollution levels in rivers. So things we are looking for is biological indicators. So indicators in our environment that will tell us about pollution levels, oxygen levels, pH levels, acidity, salinity, the amount of salt. So if you would like to take part in this activity, this is an extra task for those keen biologists. Research how our environment uses bioindicators.